You don't have one? No problem. Just hit the subscription button below. Come on in. Good afternoon, everyone. DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Guys, I would be remiss if I didn't bring this conversation or bring this topic up in regards to Jesse Smutty Millette. I'm sure by now most of you guys are hearing the news that all the charges have been dropped against him. All 16 indictments dropped just out of the clear blue sky. Somehow or another, some magical revelation, some mysterious moment of clarity, and now Jesse is innocent. Not only is Jesse Smollett, excuse me, let me not call him out of his name, Jesse Smutty Millette. Not only is he now claiming to be vindicated, I mean, the liar has even gone as far as to say that there's no way the son of his mother could ever concoct some lie and some event for self-promoting purposes at the expense of in this case, I'm going to say, not person of color, yes, absolutely person of color, so-called African Americans, black, but even in the gay community. And you guys know, I don't. Your sexual preference, whether I agree with it or not. And I think most of you guys listen to my videos understand I'm heterosexual and proud of it, and that's what I see. Okay, respect everybody, but what I see is heterosexual, male, female. That's what I see. That's the avenue that my brain walks with and walks through, and it's supported by everything inside of me. Those are my value systems. But even in that community, he's an insult to them. And disrespectful to them by concocting that kind of, scheme and exploiting, hatred. Exploiting hatred. Not white supremacy because and bigotry and homophobia, because those things do exist in this country, along with some other things, but those things exist. But he exploited, the core of it, to now put people in the case, or put people in a situation, individuals who look like me and some of you follow me, where that now, if a true situation was to happen, if you were attacked based off of, the hue in your skin or your ethnicity, now he's given the victimizers a platform to be able to say, well, how do y'all know that he's not lying? How do you know that he didn't make it up like Jesse Smollett? Smutty Smollett made it up. This guy created all of that according to serious Chicago detective and police department investigations. They thoroughly spent I bet you they probably spent over $1 million investigating this situation to come to the conclusion that Jesse made it up. And then all of a sudden, just the charges are dropped, and somehow or another, Jesse Smollett, Smutty, is somehow or another vindicated. And what it goes to show is just how far corruption goes, in high places in this country. The people in power, those forces who want to promote certain agendas are very, 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 very powerful. I'm sorry. And they will protect their own. The people in high places who are pushing certain agendas are very, very powerful, and they absolutely will protect their own. I suspect that there's a whole lot of people behind Jesse Smutty Smollett, whether it's in the entertainment industry, probably even in the national government, because there were a lot of people jumping out there to his defense. Kamala Harris, some of the high-profile actors. I remember the poor me Robbins interview Jesse, this poor little homosexual boy. He fought back. You're a lying little effeminate whatever it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes, it is what it is. But you're lying. You're lying on every little boy every person, who, for whatever reason, may be seen as different. You're a disgrace to them. You're an insult to them. Little boy and little girls, I might add. Regardless of what our belief systems might be, regardless of what our convictions may be. Anytime you go to the depths to create, the lie that you did to cause all of the distraction that you did and got everyone all emotional about what you did, to conspire that way and to do that, it makes you, in the eyes probably of many, 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 many people, despicable, disgusting, and truth be told, justice or injustice is not being served. The last thing I'll say about it, and is anytime you see the chief of police come out in Chicago and condemn, the overturning or the dropping of these charges, even the mayor of Chicago came out and condemned the dropping of these charges, there is something stinking in the cupboards. You know what I'm saying? There's a dirty, rotten rat somewhere. You follow me? If anytime the actual infrastructure, with the exception, of course, of the Attorney General Kim Foxx, she couldn't see fit to follow up, you know what I'm saying, and do the right thing as it relates to, the young man getting shot down in the back, and following up and making sure that, that police officer who was involved in that, I think his name was Van Dyke, maybe? Van Allen Van Dyke, who now is sitting somewhere in some little cush prison room, looking like he's at the Marriott. And I'm serious. If you go back and look at Otisville and some of the cells they have for their, protected, inmates, it's a joke. These guys are living better than many of you all. But anyway, she's a disgrace. And Chicagoans, you guys got some work to do, and making sure you get her out of there next election, season. But that's my comments on it. When it first happened, I was, one of those individuals. I was suspicious of Jesse, and as things started to come out, it became very, very clear to me that, he was lying about it all. And when they held him accountable, I didn't do a video about that. I didn't get on and say, hey, guys, guess what? I didn't say anything about that because it wasn't anything to celebrate. You follow me? I thought it was just, as far as I'm concerned, he created the situation. Now he has to deal with the consequences. But then for them to come back and say all of that was for nothing, all that detective work, all the camera work, all of the negative energy that he created, all of the racist animosity that he ignited, for him, to be exonerated without really no true answer to how and why, it's an insult to the justice system. Not so much the American justice system. I'm talking about the justice. How things should be. You follow me? The justice in terms of, don't do something to someone you don't want doing back to you. That kind of just, right and wrong, good and evil. And, Jesse Smollett is just a clear example that, that evil prevails. And evil is powerful, and evil has a lot of influence. And, I don't condone it. I'm just telling you, be mindful of that fact. But that's it. So, Jesse Smollett, you got away with it, huh? So, I don't know. Something tells me, it'll come back to him. Peace. Thank you guys for listening. DFG, get in flight. Talk to you soon. Bye now.